Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of psych defender of the fatherland, of here to a glorious 1v1 here on Mill Road. In the north, it is Ozillgath fighting for America, freedom, democracy, French fries. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Armored Division here with infantry featuring rifleman defensive structures, mortar half-tracks, light machine guns, specifically the Browning light machine gun, target artillery barrages, and the Priest howitzer. In the south it is Leng fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 2nd Panzer Division featuring mechanized, spearhead, and assault support. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, champions and heroes one and all. A wonderful bunch, and perhaps more lovely bunch you will never find elsewhere. Big thanks to all those other people who join the ranks and support the Propagandacast and its glorious war effort by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. Links are in the video description. Finding, commenting, liking, and subscribing. Also helps out a bit there. Bessa would also appreciate it. Anyways, quick run move to the center by both sides. Ralph Squad rushing in their punch to the center like barbed wire. And there you go, Ralph Squad. They were also planning to set up sandbags, but obviously Lengmo's Pioneers puts a stop there, and then they finish the barbed wire. Ralph Squad pushing again, machine gun up here for Lengmo. West side going for the field point there, so both sides here getting a bit of focus on the center here between themselves. Meanwhile, south side, we got the East coming up their tank traps, barbed wire down, ensuring security there around the fuel point, making it easier to defend here for Ozillgath for America. Pioneers closing in there, SW40 press the Ralph Squad there, good push that set, and there's another Ralph Squad here, up in the north here. Plunking away there at the Pioneers. Basil on my shoulders has apparently decided, you know what? With me talking all that much, it's probably not the best place to be right next to my head. Believe it or not. And I just have to make sure he doesn't, like, you know, knock stuff over as he tries to get down. There you go. Basil going new. Machining up, they got Sandbags in the center. In the south here, we got more gunners running here for Lengmo and the German army. The 2nd Panzer Division. Gunners for the Ralph Squad here, also known as the Vienna Division, because it was initially formed in Vienna, the capital of Austria, then Ostmark, as they annexed Germany. Austria, I mean, not Germany. Well, I mean, you could argue it was Austria the next Germany, considering who was in charge. But anyways, Gunners moving back up with the info to catch the Ralph Squad here. 3rd Gunners Squad there for Lengmo. There you go, nice thing for the Ralph Squad there, quickly threatening with Sealing most moving to block this advance here by Ozillgath. With the Pioneers and the Grenadiers making hardy for Ozillgath to move in. No grenades, so made it difficult to fully exploit it. Meanwhile, up north, Grenadiers moving in, we've got another Ralph Squad moving forward to the... Note the low health and numbers here, he's just using the grab points here. So anything indicating that Ozillgath is currently a bit under strain here from Lengmo. He's also taking up, they're going for the Lieutenant, the good old El Teniente. Ralph Squad push back in the centre here, opening up for Lengmo to push for the car on the up north here. Ralph Squad easily pushing back the Grenadiers, most easily. As up close, the Ralph Squad enjoys a significant DPS advantage over the Grenadiers. So, back here, Lieutenant almost done for Ozillgath, back in Lengmo's base. We do not have tech yet. We do have 3 Grenadiers and 1 MD4 2-team alongside the Pioneers. A standard Wehrmacht build there, versus the also similarly standard build of 3 Ralph Squad and Lieutenant Liaisons there from Ozillgath. Ralph Squad falling back here. Lieutenant heading southwards. There you go. As you might notice, again, Lengmo going for the car point. Disrupting it, but not deciding to capture it. He just needs to, like, you know, mess with the Ozillgath fuel income before moving on to the fuel point there. So, smart play by Ozillgath. Very smart. Thumbs up there. West points being seized within 4-2. The Gunners moving in there so far. Ozillgath's start is definitely looking a bit rougher. But while here on the tank traps. Ralph Squad moving in there from the north. Ralph Squad getting ready. Lieutenant westwards there. Mechanized command post there for Ozillgath, freedom and democracy. Pioneers pushed off. Relations there trying to move towards the centre, but is halted by the MD42 down to Lengmo's command. Gunners versus Ralph Squad around the centre. Carnot TKs versus M1 Garans. Hat. Reed there drops dead. As Hans pops his head. There you go. One man survives. Is forced to retreat here. Pushing on the machine gun here as well. Interesting enough. Reposition a bit awkwardly, allowing here Ozillgath to quickly outmaneuver it now and push it back pretty easily then. Good work there by Ozillgath. Definitely gives him some relief here, I think, of pressure, which he definitely needs here versus Lengmo. At this rate, I think Lengmo's going to probably push a fast armoured car here against Ozillgath. Going for the car on there. Thumbs up to Ozillgath. East side, they're going to push back with the Ralph Squad. Grab these some fuel point, advancing in the centre as well there. Up north, point seized with the Grenadiers. In theory, he could, of course, go for a mortar half-track here. Probably won't. Again, they might notice he did the same thing with Leng did, which is just cut off the point and then move straight on there. Smart play. Going points up north. He could also consider done some mines, but I imagine since he's going for a commander with access to light machine guns, he definitely wants those light machine guns up on his men as fast as possible. So I don't think we're seeing any mines here from Ozillgath that could also be fairly helpful. Ralph's got catching the Grenadiers here, and again they'll be able to close in, and then the Grenadiers will have to retreat. I mean, he can try and stall for time here, but that limits how much time he can buy up close versus the Ralph's squad there. The M1 Garand just absolutely outperforms the Carnite TKs at closer ranges. Unless the Wehrmacht squad gets very lucky, which it's almost as getting here, but... Now we got more troops around there. Go for retreat armoured car there for Leng and the second Panzer Division. Grenadiers Pioneers rushing northwards, backed up by the MG42 team there. Take down there for Leng I mean, he always has to take down. I'm talking nonsense. The medic bunker instead, for some reason, my mind just took that report, the audio report that they was like you were taking up. So that's obviously a load of nonsense from me in the south. Grenadiers vs. Ralph squad here. Bit of skirmishing, bit of clashing between these two infantry squads here, and the close one here. Very close. In the end, though, Ozillgath stands victorious. In a more pyrrhic sense, though, he's just got one guy left. Yeah, we did it, guys! Guys! Oh, god damn it, not again. Stuart Light taking away for Ozillgath. That's going to be a challenge there for Leng. He doesn't currently have any Pack 40s, so it's worth noting. Oh! Ralph squad here, really going to get punished now, leaving that one out in the open there. Great wipe here by Leng against Ozillgath. The Stuart will still be a problem there for Leng, but by getting a wipe there, that definitely, I think, helps Leng ensure the Stuart doesn't, like, snowball into things too fast, but still. That's a bit of blow there to Ozillgath. He will have to replace that infantry squad, I think. Light machines up there for Leng who has yet to commit to commander. Troops reinforcing healing. Stuart almost done. Ambulance almost done as well. There we go. M501 Stuart Light tank out here for Ozillgath. Saw service with both the British and the Soviets. The Soviets, I believe, were not huge fans of it. The British were actually big fans of it, calling it the Honey Stuart, because they're such big fans of it. So, fun facts there. Fun facts. Ralph's squad getting ready. There we go. Light machine guns, something equipped nuclear echelons. So the Graf definitely wants some light machine guns versus the Germans. Stuart engaging the armoured car. Pack 40 almost on there for Leng and for Deutschland. 5th car flying up for Ozillgath. That's definitely going to be a challenge there for Lengmo's infantry. And there you go. Pioneers caught with both Lieutenant and Ralph squad there. That's going to have to retreat there. Sticking around for too long could easily result in an easy wipe there for Ozillgath, which would definitely be pretty silly for Leng to hand to Ozillgath. 5th car halfway done here, heading southwards there. Armoured car rushing course could be countered by the Stuart Light tank, though the Grenadiers here do present a bit of a threat there, since they Stuart can't bypass them without getting Panzerfausted, so bit of a close call nonetheless there. Sandbags ruined. And now they have to retreat because the light machine guns and the Stuart simply pose too much of a threat, so now the Stuart could take the path through there, go for the armoured car. It needs to do so before the Lieutenant gets wiped out. Good hit there. Grenadiers are being meanwhile raked with the heavy light machine gun fire here from the, well, 2 light machine guns plus Ralph squads. Definitely deploying some intense firepower there against the Germans. Back here for Ozillgath, nothing further transpiring. Stuart saying out there, Grenadiers need to be careful here. 5th coming up, and there you go. Pack gets a good hit on the Stuart there. Punches down to half health. Quick repairs being enacted. Back here reinforcing healing. MD42 number 2 of Leng further tools to contain the American infantry threat. Not a bad idea at all. In the south, the Ralph squad laying down sandbags. Good work. He's got now 3 squads equipped with the Browning light machine gun here. Ralph squad suppressed routed. 5th car there being murdered. And Ozillgath surprises all by going for the M21 mortar half-track. Now that's an interesting choice here. Not bad, but certainly a bit of a surprise here. Definitely means he's going to try and lay on harder now versus Leng trying to apply pressure now and sort of win the fight fast, or at least make it harder for Leng to then go for armour. And certainly the mortar half-track is quite a potent tool with access to mortar barrages, which is quite good, but also access to white phosphorus. Plus delayed fuse high explosive barrages, so like the mortar half-track is really handy in that way, and the right hands can be quite dangerous. Still, it is really rare to see because most players just don't want to spend the resources on it, specifically the fuel there. But we'll have to see how it goes out. Otherwise, do it that goes a bit too close, it gets panzer-fausted. No barrage shooter for the mortar after. He did want to barrage with it, as it shoots much faster and more accurately with it. Also, crucially, it gets more shots per barrage compared to regular mortar. That's also another advantage all the mortar half-tracks have over the regular half-tracks. That is, they basically have more barrages, or shots per barrage. There's really only the American and the German ones. There's not like, you know, many mortar half-tracks. Close one there. Can't engage with the Stuart light tank again. Advancing north of the Russians, the 50 cal there. Back here, reinforcements healing there for Leng Mo. No tech yet, no commander either for Leng Mo. And for the German army. North, they're advancing the northern victory point. Gun is flanking up behind, having grabbed the medical supplies there. 5th cavalry positioning a bit as well there. Quick blocking positions at the house of the light machine. Another aftercourt for the Ozillgath. Very good. Mortar half taking a bit further forwards. Can barrage again. 5th cal, they're ready to cover against any German advance towards the north, leaning towards the centre there. And there you go, catching the MG42 crew there. Excellent. And we got the pack 4 there, close, being hit here by the mortar half track. 5th cal is the MG42. The MG42 will eventually press the 50 cal. That kind of works out the Leng Mo, but it can't last forever. And there you go, mortar half track joining in there, forcing Leng Mo to retreat his MG42 team. Route pinned down by the MG42 there. Slowly pressure in the centre here. Pioneer is being ripped apart here by machine gun fire there from the Route Their mortar after gold letting close threatening shots. There we go, Grenadiers scored. Deep flank completely backfiring. Leng Mo gets the wipe, and Leng Mo responds with a mortar. Not a mortar half track though, of course. Doesn't. I'm not saying the mortar should be counted, but it would have been fun if he'd also then gone for a mortar half track. That'd have been fairly fun. So bring up the game, Grenadiers and the 2-2 here. Definitely a problem there for Leng Mo as he's now being pressured across all sides here by Ozillgath. The mortar after there starting to slowly get some damage in, but he's yet to like really manage any kills here on Leng Mo. Storming forwards, mortar after going in. Pack shoots, good hit on the Stuart light tank here. Using it and for true crew there by the M21 mortar half track. Fifth cal setting up at the western field point, and the south you've got the raft putting for the southern munitions point. 300 points left for Leng Mo versus Ozillgath's 476. While Ozillgath definitely had a bit of a rougher start, he's been able to turn the game much more in his favour here, and I think partly his goal just coming more aggressively to light vehicles here versus Leng Mo, and Leng Mo definitely was not ready for that. Even though the mortar hasn't directly done a lot there, it's obviously pressuring, I think, Leng Mo there and making it harder for Leng Mo to use his support weapons efficiently versus Ozillgath. More Grenadiers, in fact, here for Leng Mo, pushing up to 4 squads there. You also got a fresh squad there, but that has not been upgraded here by Ozillgath. No light machine guns for those gentlemen. No tech yet for Leng Mo, though, to say he's close there in terms of resources. Here's they're getting mortar there. We got Grenadiers being mortared in return here by the mortar half track. Leng Mo making slight progress here by Ozillgath and the Americans. Not a lot either. And Ozillgath, on top of the major, is actually going for a second mortar half track. Wow, okay. That's pretty bold for a 1v1. That is pretty bold. That said, Leng Mo's not exactly threatening with tanks anytime soon, so it could work out here for Ozillgath. It definitely requires a bit more management. But it could really like apply some surge pressure to Leng Mo here. If you remember to like use the barrages, actually including the white phosphorus there, it could make things very uncomfortable for the Germans. Again, the first mortar it's like really earned itself in the first place, so hard to say here. South here we got Route Squad moving in, catching the Pioneers in the armored car machine flank, also a bit exposed to the Route Squad up north, forces falling back here. In the west, Gunny's being having the mortar half tracks there. Casualties now piling up here, falling more in the face of the 2 M21 mortar half tracks. North is tubing about there. Just like the Germans, the Americans use their half-track as well as a platform for a variety of weapons, anti-tank guns, pack howitzers, anti-aircraft guns, of course we all know about. I believe they even had like some heavier mortars, in fact, mounted on them. Here's the copper M42. Could take up one mortar after there we go, quite below the Ozillgath. Definitely highlights a bit the risk of committing heavily to mortar half-tracks here, as the German play with the 222 still about. That said, he does get rid of the 222, so I don't know, you suppose you could argue it's a bit of a 50-50 trade here. Let's say the armoured cards have done more damage already, so less of a loss there to Leng in that sense compared to the mortar half-track, which is hadn't really managed to do a lot of damage there versus Leng in comparison, so hadn't quite, I think, managed to like earn itself in comparison. Panzerfaust then turn them on to a half-track, need to get that to safety, in fact it might be too late. Pack shoots. Whiffs the shot though, close call there, the Ozillgath and America. Bring in to the block here. It wasn't because like the situation was so dire. He could try and deploy a smoke string with the mortar half-track, but I think the situation is just so close here. The Germans too within range of the mortar after that's like be a sensible idea there for Ozillgath. Ganisa flanking in, Lieutenant actually flanking the Grenadiers. Also got to the calling of the Major, really putting pressure on Mo, forcing him to retreat in the south there. We got the Ralph Squad pushing back the Pioneers here, back at base. We finally got take there for Leng Mo. But at this rate, the Ozillgath might be able to push out a tank here faster than Leng Mo. Maybe. I'll fix up the mortar after this. Stud is also good to go here for Ozillgath, freedom and democracy. There we go. Leng Mo with the anti-armor piercing rounds, 2 thumbs up. He's strong, yet overlooked ability in the German arsenal. Which is so nice to see when someone actually uses it. Because it doesn't just look flashy, it also like has quite an impact. German mortar there with no kills as well, but at least managed better than 1. Mortar after the move, nope. He actually switched out the mortar after Crucive, from the one that got blown apart to the one that, you know, wasn't intact. They had a bit more experience. Thumbs up there to Ozillgath. Major needs to get out. Well, the squad needs to get out. The Major himself is dead. Well, he's dying. 200 points left there for Leng Mo. In fact, less than that. But Ozillgath's 476. I mean, Ozillgath still has a massive victory upon Leng Mo. And Leng Mo definitely needs to do something with that soon here versus the Americans. South here, we got Ralph Squad as they're going to use here. Moving forwards there. Back at base, troop enforcing healing. No armor yet here for Leng Mo. Ozillgath very close to Sherman tank here versus the Germans. There we go, he should be able to call in the Sherman R, the M4E3. He could also, of course, try and set up for the Jackson tank, so, but I feel like in the current circumstances, just going for Sherman would make more sense. There you go, thumbs up to Ozillgath. Ralph Squad, they push back with the 2 Grenadiers, too much light machine fire there. Go in the northwest, Leng Mo probing in some Pioneers here to poke at Ozillgath's far western reaches. Smart there. Always need to be careful not to get too focused on just one point. They might actually like moving around, harassing on the flank, so well played there by Leng Mo, even if he's struggling in other regards. It's being caught here in the center. We got the Liaison as well. We got the pack moving pretty aggressively forwards here. Almost got the mortar after. I mean, Leng Mo is playing his pack pretty damn aggressively. Gotta wipe this well on Leng Mo. Oh, Ozillgath next to light machine guns dropped as well. Quite awkward there for Ozillgath. Great for Leng Mo though. And a Panthers through there. There we go. Huge losses now actually for Ozillgath. Lost the Rifle Squad and a Stuart light tank plus a light machine was dropped here, meaning Leng Mo will then have a 2 light machine gun Grenadier squad, which is really good. So good, in fact, they nerfed it. Since back in the day, Grenadiers could actually be equipped with 2 light machine guns, which was obviously too good. I mean, they can still pick up one, but they can't be like directly upgraded. So having access to both the LMD42 and the Browning is a significant booster to Leng Mo's Grenadier squad, and will be a massive headache there for Ozillgath's infantry. Panther almost down there. Another 5th kill there for Ozillgath. More traffic there. Closing in eventually 2 there. We got the German mortar counter battery firing there. Interesting. Needs to retreat. They're Sherman forwards here for freedom and democracy. Captain infantry crew here in a really exposed position, to be honest. Panther though is ready to arrive to the front line for the 2nd Panzer Division. Pulling in here for Deutschland. Greenstone came with the light machine gun. Racing forward to the Sherman, switching on time and position shells here. Direct hit from the pack forward, the pushes back. I saw the gas Sherman, but the Panther 4 holds the line in the centre. Meanwhile, pushing back Ozillgath's infantry there as well. They're overall Ozillgath's little dash there. Got dashed in a turn. And he's pushing back the lieutenant up north here, further into moving forwards here. So they've got this the Major and the vehicle crew there. Major also equipped with a light machine gun. And honestly, at this point, I'm not surprised the vehicle crew there also gets equipped with a light machine gun. Mortar firing in Info 2, landing some decent damage in there for Freedom and Democracy. 2 kills, close 22 there on the mortar half track. Panther 4 right there in the southeast, Sherman engaging the Grenadiers here by the southern points. Pioneers caught in, loses Ludwig pretty snappily. Meanwhile, Lengmo's not too far away from another Panther 4. Which would definitely be a problem there for Ozillgath. And there you go, Lengmo at the 20-minute mark, by the way, a bit over in fact. He's going for Mechanized with the Command Tank 250 half tracks, 250-1 specifically. Vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and the light defender with artillery. And there you go, caught by a volume of anti-tank grenades there. The Panther 4's engine is damaged here. By Ozillgath could open up for the Sherman to finish off here. Definitely been out of reach here. That said, the Pack 40 could be nearby to assist, except it isn't. That said, the Federal Grenadiers here, I think, does hold back Ozillgath's Sherman there from pursuing the Panther 4. So in the end, does work out there a bit for Lengmo. Nothing further transpiring than the German base. You could also consider like a command tank to system. That could also be a good addition here for Lengmo. In the south, they got MB42 teaming up there fairly aggressively. Got 62 versus 475. Lining up for another push here. Could deploy smoke with the Sherman and make the push. I think that would be a very tactically sensible deal. Of course, use the mortar to deploy smoke. But despite all the mortars and the Shermans, we haven't actually seen like any serious smoke usage here by Ozillgath. Air reconnaissance deployed there, very nice, but yeah, no smoke. We got 5 kills with the mortar after now, actually. That's a step up there. That is indeed a step up. Panther 4 there, flanked here with bazooka teams. Well, the lieutenant with the bazooka and the Sherman. Another bazooka hit there. Still not much there in terms of barraging here from Ozillgath in the southeast, with the news of the Major. Light machine guns versus light machine guns, which means more reactions with the light machine guns. East Pack 4, they're ready to deal with Ozillgath's armor, and there goes Sherman in trouble with the Panther 4. Meanwhile, Lengmo's getting close to another Panther 4, or again going for tier 4, I suppose. South here fighting intensifies here between Ozillgath and Lengmo. We got 62 versus 454. Lengmo finally starting to beat Ozillgath with some victory points again here. Mortar half-tank, back-tank barraging here versus Lengmo, and there going to send MB42 Panther 4 holds up a significant chunk of Ozillgath's infantry, ripping them apart there as they rather clumsily try to approach the center victory point with no support there in terms of smoke screens or anything there. Tactically, that definitely feels a bit inadvisable. We also haven't seen like any additional armor for Ozillgath. Is he planning a Jackson? Yes, he is. Clearly concerned about like the German Panzer, or possibly heavier things than the Panther 4. Back here, nothing further transpiring. In fact, we do get a second Panther 4 for Lengmo for the German army. Deutschland. 6 kills on the mortar half track now. Good forcing healing. Jackson tanks still halfway done for Ozillgath. Sees no sign of the victory point with the lieutenant. Two kills in the German mortar. 50 other taking a nasty hit here. Close one in the Pioneers, then 4-2 right next to the Panther 4. Very close. In the south here, Grenadier squad moving forward here, boldly looking to hit the southern victory point here. And the tanks are ready for Ozillgath, Freedom and Democracy. North here, Ozillgath dispatching force there to intercept and grab the northern points here, putting more pressure on Lengmo and forcing him to like have to defend a wider span of terrain rather than being able to defend the center. Tactically, I would say that is very smart of Ozillgath. Tactically, that is very smart. In the south here, Panther 4 sets out. Air recons left from Ozillgath again, using the Major for that. Ralph Court, they're going to use the Panther 4 as well. They're pushing back the Ralph Court, modifier continuing to rain down there from above. South East, Panther was the lieutenant. Bazooka firing then punching through the frontal armor. North East, Panther pushing back the vehicle crew there. And these was the rifle squad. Sherman was the Panther 4. Jackson had it as well there. Panther 4 down to half health. Almost got the Panther 4 up north here. We've got a slow approach here by Leng against the Ozillgath's northern frontier. Slowly being devoid of any American infantry. But there you go. 5th Cal there stalls and possibly even halts here. Lengmo's northern advance here. Major moving in to provide assistance well with his light machine gun before retreating. But yeah, Lengmo's got 2 Panther 4s up. Definitely putting some armored pressure on the Ozillgath. And theoretically could even like go for like a 3rd one or just adding a command tank to boost the other 2 a bit. I think that could both be pretty good options. They could also, of course, just go for the Stug. More trap there, 7 kills, half 8 to the ace level. German mortar 4 kills, very close to the ace level. Back here for Ozillgath, nothing further transpiring for now. In the south here, another push for the southern field of victory point here by Leng. But Ozillgath is much more firmly dug in for freedom and democracy. The 3rd Armored Division does not yield. Northern victory point, but it could be grabbed here by Leng or by Ozillgath. So far, both players are starting to swing back towards the south here and the centre, ignoring the north a bit here. Except looks like Ozillgath is once from the northwards. Smart play there. Thumbs up.
Good to go.
Getting a bit suppressed there. Bit of quiet here, but there you go. Things are heating up again here in the south. As once more Leng and the Ozillgath tussle. Panther 4 being repaired as well by Lengmo's Pioneers. Thumbs up by the looks of it. Oh, he's using self repairs. Okay, that works too. Easy used it a bit there. But there, using Pioneers to finish off the job. We got more called in by Ozillgath. Possibly decoy. Yes, he's using the fake rapid barrage. Oh my. Cheeky. It looks like either Leng can take the bait or he doesn't care. Either way, the Panther 4 advances alongside the Pioneers. Rascal being about in the south here. We got the 5th Cal, they're dealing with MD42 here. Not looking great for the MD42 to retreat. Up north here, going for the northern points here. Going to be suppressed here and getting another white pin on the Ozillgath. The Major has perished. He has been taken out by the German army. Meanwhile, Leng is bringing another Panther 4, possibly again something heavier. No, still no Tier 4 here from Leng, so might just be another Panther 4. Could also be a Stug, but honestly, 3 Panther 4s is like pretty good here as well. And there we go, 3rd Panther 4. The 3rd Panther 4. More traffic now, ace with 10 kills. That's pretty decent there. Good work by Ozillgath on that one, I suppose. It said he will need more armor here soon to stand up against the German Panzerwaffe under Lengmo's Teutonic command. There we go, self-repair is being utilised again, plus spotting scopes. That's 2 abilities out of 5. You know, Ozillgath has used 3 abilities out of 5. That's pretty nice. Caught by the Sherman, they're going to take immediate heavy losses there. Fritz and Jürgen drop dead. More traffic landing here on the Sherman. Bounces off though. And there we go. Panther 4 number 3 for Leng. That definitely gives him a bit of an armored fist here versus Ozillgath. Again, it's got 1 Jackson, 1 Sherman. So, I mean, that, in terms of that, he just has like more raw firepower there. Plus, he's got these Pack 40 backing up. So, good attack here by Leng could definitely things off for Ozillgath. And I think he's deploying a smoke screen here. I'm not entirely sure it's deployed this smoke. I could be wrong. So you can't see why he'd Ozillgath would smoke his own machine gun. Alright, fire the Marlboro rounds. Those are not Marlboro rounds, Captain. They're not? Oh, crap. They might have been firing at our own guys. Oh, God. I don't think it's toxic, but it's probably not healthy either, sir. Oh. North of Jackson with the rifle squad there. Priest out there for Ozillgath. Based off the Sherman chassis. The British would copy the design to make their sextant. Fun fact. Finishing against the 5th car there, but surprisingly, I'm getting a bit shoppy. There you go. Lengmo with the smoke screen again there. 2 thumbs up compared to Ozillgath. Lengmo is a use of smoke here, very good. Priest there moving awfully close to the front line, but that's obviously due to the front line pretty quickly collapsing. Being advanced, there you go. Panther Force snipes several rifle squad members. They've also got a lot of troops preparing the Sherman there. Thankfully for Ozillgath, Leng doesn't try and move in to swing a shot at them. That could actually cause Ozillgath some heavy losses. He's also equipped the final lead crew there. Again, doesn't have a tank with the light machine gun too. Southern Ponting see this sandbags being trapped right now. Leng is looking in a pretty good spot here versus Ozillgath. Despite being down to 62, Ozillgath's got 313, but he's pretty much also back in his base. And crucially, Leng does have quite an armoured advantage there in terms of tanks, with 3 Panther Force versus 1 Jackson and Sherman. And Ozillgath crucially doesn't have like any other sources of anti-tank fight except like 1 bazooka on the lieutenant. Going in there, we go engaging, supporting crews of the Sherman, getting absolutely obliterated by the 2 Panther Force there. Also got another Panther Marine to support. We got the Ace Pack 40 moving up there as well. Jackson Tank Destroyer is in heavy trouble. Panther 4 could blitz in behind it. This could be a really bad place for Ozillgath to be in there. Almost got the Jackson there. Go Panther 4 blitzers. Deutschland vorwärts. Jackson Tank Destroyer is kaput. That's 2 Panther 32 here. Other Panther 4s blitzing 40. Sherman is getting outmaneuvered here. He's going in hard here for the Reich. Sherman about to get knocked out here. The Panther 4 pushing 40. Almost got the Sherman. We got smoke being popped finally by Ozillgath, but it's too late. Priest is moving forwards here, but instead we'll be meeting its maker most likely rather than delivering any sermons. Got the Priest here. Panther Force diving in here into Ozillgath's base. It is a violent base raid here being perpetrated by Leng there. Panther 4 number 3 gains veterans 1. The ambulance destroyed here. It is utter and total carnage within Ozillgath's base. It has gone from a headquarters to an abattoir here as the 3 Panther 4s completely wreak total and utter carnage upon Ozillgath. Everything that can burn is more or less now burning. Everything that isn't is just dead otherwise, I guess. Lieutenant about to get wiped out here as well.
Enemies are swarming one of our
There we go.
The capture point is being overrun.
That is pretty much it here for Ozillgath. A victory for Leng. A victory for Deutschland. Now we just need for Ozillgath to surrender here.
Fly line just got cut off.
Just a bit more to go. Just a bit more to go. There you go, GG, game over. A loss for Ozillgath, victory for Leng. I mean, interesting strategy about Ozillgath, but I think tactically got a bit too sucked into the center. He also, I think, failed to use smoke, honestly. I think that was one of his bigger mistakes. He just didn't use the abilities of the mortar to explore. I think he'd done it. I think Ozillgath did a much better spot of this as Leng. That and the Jackson tanks are just in a... I feel also being questionable there for Ozillgath. I think he just pushed for more Shermans, honestly, here versus Leng. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed this match and learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Link. Cheers. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.